This is the new Casio MW-610H with 10 years of battery life. It's big, it's tough, and it's so good looking. And you know, it only cost you $27 to get this full analog Casio. Yes, hello and what's up everyone? Okay, so today we are very excited to introduce you to this full analog watch Casio MW-610H-2AV. And if this model still looks unfamiliar to you, of course. The reason is this Casio MW-610H is still relatively new since it was launched in February 2022. Okay, it comes with 3 color choices which we think are pretty cool. This model has become one of the best selling lately. If you pay a little attention, then you will notice that the big and tough design is very much like a G-SHOCK watch. The big and sturdy design of the bezel obviously tricks your eyes into thinking it's a G-SHOCK, and that's perfectly understandable because quite a lot of people see it wrong too. But the crazy thing is, you only need to pay $27 from Amazon to get this Casio MW-610H. The model that we present today comes in blue on the dial and black which dominate almost the entire body. The different color of the dial is the only difference between these 3 color models. Silver accents with imitation of metal patterns are presented around the bezel to give a stronger impression, even though you actually know the bezel is not really made of the metal. Well, almost all of these watches are actually built from resin material, which is the hallmark of Casio watches so far. But with today's increasingly sophisticated technology, the finishing and all design on this low-end Casio model look very neat and smooth. The cheap impression that is usually pinned on resin watches has almost gone and was replaced with an elegant impression. Well, of course, the feeling when you touch and feel this watch will be quite different when you use a real metal watch. Okay, for your information, Casio brings 3 things that are quite interesting from this MW-610H model. The first thing is the water resistance of up to 100 meters, which is very impressive. The second thing is the battery life of up to 10 years, which again is very impressive in our opinion. You can try looking at other brands and we are pretty sure it will be quite difficult to find one that can match this Casio MW-610H. The third thing is the use of 3 hands on this watch. Even on the G-SHOCK watch, the model with 3 hands is sold at a higher price by Casio. These 3 things and the low price make the Casio MW-610H very worthy for you to buy. And you know, the best way to prove the MW-610H massive size, of course, is to take the G-SHOCK beside it. You can obviously see that the Casio MW-610H is not at all inferior to the G-SHOCK GA2100. But of course, the Casio MW-610H is not equipped with a shock resist feature like a G-SHOCK watch. But unless you plan on taking it to extreme condition, this watch will be fine for 10 years of normal use. Every year we see the higher level that Casio brings to their cheap models. Apart from the increasing number of competitors who are present to compete to win the hearts of consumers. Of course, Casio wants to bring the best in all of their watches from the most expensive to the cheapest. It's amazing to see Casio able to produce a final product like this Casio MW-610H for only $27. And just look at this Casio MW-610H. Honestly, we really felt like we were wearing a G-SHOCK watch. A tough and very strong impression comes thanks to the bezel design that imitates the G-SHOCK bezel. What's even better, this watch is also designed with a thick and sturdy body that even exceeds most of today's G-SHOCKs. And then that brings us to the question of whether the presence of this cheap Casio model will reduce the market share of the G-SHOCK. Well, we thought it could be happen, but it won't be significant. Because G-SHOCK lovers are very fanatic and loyal, so it won't be easy to change models, especially for the cheaper Casio watch. But we honestly think a budget model like the Casio MW-610H will sell very well for those who want to try out a Casio watch for the first time. Okay, that's pretty interesting, isn't it? But wait, before you buy it, make sure you clearly understand the specification of this watch first. Comes with a quite big bezel size, the Casio MW-610H has a bezel width of 49mm from left to the right. Unmitigated, this analog watch is also designed with a body that is also quite thick, 14.6 mm. No wonder if the weight is also above the average Casio general watch of 50 grams. Overall, this model is designed to be strong and tough enough for a variety of everyday conditions. For example, the water resistant feature is up to 100 meters. The dashing design also won't fail when it comes to boosting your appearance. Seen from afar or up close, the Casio MW-610H will still make an extraordinary impression. Okay, that's our review for the Casio MW-610H model. With a dashing design and a very low price, we wouldn't be surprised if this model will be sold out quickly. Again, Casio presents a very cheap watch that will be so hard to resist. Thank you for watching this video and please subscribe to support our channel and see you on our next videos.